Here we go. 100 for sure there's no joy in this game. Are you okay?
Yes, I am
Frederick?
okay.
Okay. You look very excited.
I am for this game, right? Oh, they swapped sides. Momo-chan.
Of course, Malaysia now being the first pick here. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, right now. Let's see.
Oh yeah.
This is okay. So you know they said ban Joy.
Uh-huh.
What about pick Joy? What about that, right? Now they can actually force Vietnam to let that go by
And
not
now
banning a lot.
I have another, I have different thoughts when
Okay.
you said it.
Okay, what is it? Hit me.
Maybe it's a clue from Malaysia when they show the ban joy to the camera. It
Ah.
may be a warning for Vietnam. But there you go. There you go.
Yep.
Ban out the joy, man.
Ban out the Joy Malaysia, ban out the Phobia. So as Vietnam, you're like, hey, this
Yo.
is a setup for Joy. It has to be ban that Joy, right? But it also can be a setup for 1-1 that Chiku can play, that Momo
True.
can play. But that's the thing. Whenever Malaysia picks a hero, we don't know where it's going to go. And I think for Vietnam right now, looking at their games yesterday and looking at their first game
The
here
first
up
game?
against Soda,
Uh-huh.
Joga is very comfortable on that Carmilla. I think you need to try to prioritize that if you're Vietnam currently, because for Malaysia, Chiku can literally play anything at this point, right? Vietnam needs to try to utilize their comfort heroes, not steer away too much, like going for the Cho there. It does feel like in that game, Joga did not find any comfort whatsoever on the Cho. He got out-jungled, and he didn't get a buff up until the 5th minute of the game. So picking up a solid farmer like a Carmilla who can clear out waves and clear out the jungle creeps super fast and roam around map, I think that's his style.
Maybe. Or if they want to, they can pick that Valentina
True.
again if they want to in the second game
True.
here. But there's no Leo Mort. So, I think Wen will be the next ban from Vietnam.
Yep, it is. The Wanwan was banned out here. Joy and Wanwan, two heroes that you can kind of say gets countered a bit by that Phovius. The Phovius and Leomord ban from Malaysia, though, means that they're still trying their best to get that Valentina first pick.
Or maybe Kaja first pick.
Kaja, Valentina, they're banning the Fanny,
Ooh,
so
they're
both
up.
those heroes are up for grabs. And now it comes down to Vietnam. Do they want to coin flip it? Do they want to go for a trade? Or do they want to give Malaysia that Kaja or the Valentina? They need to choose here. Because if they ban the Valentina, it's free Kaja. If they ban a Kaja, free Valentina. I think
So actually it's either can go both way, right?
Yeah.
Because
I think
if
they
you
need to
pick-
trade.
Yeah, I think they have just try to contest it. If Vietnam ban that Valentina, it means they can pick the Digi or maybe Martis as well as the second pick later. Because it's quite interesting to see that Vietnam quite comfortable with the Valentina pick. So there you go. It's gonna be Digi.
Whoa!
So there's gonna be wait, what? Kaja is very, very open, and there you go.
They go for the
Kaja.
Kaja.
Of course. This hero is very, very, I don't know.
Over Valentina, though, do you think?
Yeah.
With the amount of flexibility the Valentina has with the IMU, the way it dictates the draft, you still think the Kaja is a better option?
Because I think if Malaysia, they pick off this Kaja, they can pick another hero that can be a frontliner that can be copied by Valentina. Let's say, if they want to pick Fredrin as a frontliner, so Gaja just need to stay in behind, then trying to use the flicker to giving a surprise engage,
Ah, so more cover, more peel
Yep.
than pick. All right, we'll see how that works out because now that Malaysia picked up that Kaja, Valentina will have access to the same ultimate. That Divine Judgment
Yeah,
becomes
agree.
accessible to Vietnam with the Beatrix pick as well. This is a solid pickup for He. But Malaysia are going to go for the Yuzong. This was a hero that gave Soriano's Beatrix a whole lot of trouble when Psychots was on that Yuzong, and it's going to be the Irithel as well for Momo up against Vietnam here. Vietnam with the final pick in the draft. So far, with the Beatrix, with the Valentina, they can still opt to go for two styles. They can go for some dive, or they could just stick with that front to back. The composition that worked so well for Malaysia in game one, and they decide to choose the middle. Mathilda, a
The
great
Mathilda.
option that has so many chances,
Maybe
so many win conditions. as
Yeah,
well.
if we talk about Matilda, maybe not a lot of teams prior this hero, right? Because they know it's not really, it can goes to both way, you know. When you use Matilda, if you have a good setup with the circling eagle and also the guiding wind to help your teammates here, it will goes better team fight for your team. But if you use the circling eagle and there's no follow up from your team, because there's someone maybe like Yuzong trying to break everything at the back line, it will go into the worst situation for your team, right? So it can goes both way here from for Vietnam by picking this Matilda. But going into the second banning phase, it's gonna be Eve and also Mortis for Vietnam. It shocked me.
Oh, Martis.
And also ban Carmilla. Respect for
Mhm.
Joga as well.
As you mentioned earlier on, right, Joga has found a lot of success on that Carmilla, not too much on any other hero so far in this tournament, so banning the Carmilla is a wise choice for Malaysia. Vietnam, though, now, they've wrapped up their drafting session in the first phase and in the bans. It's up to Malaysia. Do they want to ban a jungler? No, they are just going to go for that Fredrin. A solid front line that's going to cause a lot of problems for Malaysia right now as it looks from their composition. So it does work here. The ban was absolutely on point. Vietnam with the first pick, though, this time on the second phase.
I know.
Jungle, XP lane. Unless the Valentina goes jungle.
I think Malaysia want to keeps to take that Eve though.
Ah, but
If they want
they got
to.
banned.
Oh yeah, it's too bad. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Shoo.
See,
Oh, no,
Faramis, though.
Faramis. Oh, I thought if it's not Eve, maybe it's gonna be Faramis. But Faramis already being stolen by Vietnam now.
Okay.
Okay, so what will the mid lane
Wait,
be?
wait. So it's a Valentina jungle.
Yeah.
There you go. All right. Vietnam picking up the Faramis, basically revealing that the Valentina will go to the jungle. And now Malaysia, they can still flex that Kaja into the jungle technically here. It can also just be a solid roamer. Or they could just pick up another jungler here. The Gushin is wide open for the taking, and they're hovering over it. Chiku guys on the Gushin.
Gushin.
And for the mid lane.
Is it gonna be?
Whoa, wait a minute.
So Gushin mid
It should be. It should be Gushin mid here.
and the Paquito for the jungler. Wait.
Oh, I think Gushin mid, Kaja jungle, Paquito.
No, it's gonna be Yuzong for me, right?
Yeah, or it's Paquito mid. See, welcome to Malaysia's draft. This is why it's so tough.
Wait.
Tell us in the chat what you
It's
think,
kind of interesting.
who you
because-
think is going to go where, what you think is going to go where, because right now we ourselves are pretty confused. Vietnam, though, noticing that Malaysia have a whole lot of melee ranged heroes, they will just opt to go for the Ruby that can punish this
Faramis
Malaysian
and
team.
Ruby.
It is Moon on the Paquito in the mid lane. And Chiku's going to be on that Gushin. Yum still on that Kaja.
Oh my god. So Chiku with the Gushin jungler
Oh my
here.
god.
And Paquito in the hand of Moon. I think this is the first time I saw Moon with the fire mid lane here, right? Because he always play Eve or maybe
Farsa,
Farsia.
Sicilian,
Yeah.
Lilia.
Any magic hero here, but it's new for me. Paquito for a Moon and also Kaja in the hand of Yum. So he will have that flicker. He will have the surprise, a surprise engage here. And if you talk about the Valentina, goes into the hand of Joga. He can copy anyone though. He can copy the Gushin, can copy the Kaja as well. It's interesting to see.
It's going to be very tough. We'll see how this Valentina or what this
It's very
Valentina decides to
interesting.
do with the IMU. A lot of big ultimates as we jump into the Land of Dawn for game number 2, where Malaysia can send Vietnam home or Vietnam can equalize here. Chiku guys on the Gushin. Again, that Paquito from Moon going to the mid lane. That's definitely going to be the highlight lane for me. I want to see what Moon can do in the mid lane on that Paquito. Up against Nart and Need My Help. The Paquito will have, I think in terms of lane wave clear, it does actually win out here. And look at that damage already from Moon towards Nart, taking Nart down to a quarter of HP.
Maybe they want to, you know, do some fast rotation in the early here because they have this Paquito, right, to clear the minion soon, and Chiku wants to really maximize the potential from the early damage that Chiku guys has. with discussion.
Looking at it again here. Bottom side, Momo. Oh, top side, Forme is going to be caught here as Joga jumps in with the damage of the Valentina. Has the Black Dragon form as well, and Formes will fall to the hands of Joga. First blood over to Team Vietnam as Malaysia try their best to look for a trade. In that gold lane, finds everything. Chiku, guys, with the fast hand play to get the kill over to Nart. 1 for 1. And Malaysia are looking to convert onto the gold turret.
You know, when you play Gushin, it means that you really have to very super active, right?
Yep.
With the ultimate, with the dagger as well, with the sword spike here. So if you cannot connect the sword spike into your enemy, it's gonna be a little bit disaster. The combo won't goes perfectly for the Gushin.
We'll see if he is going to be able to find that here. Moon jumps in with a knockout strike. Nart is still able to get out there. A lot of damage placed in, but it's just to bait the Cult Ulter out. Yums doesn't have a Divine Judgment. It's actually going to be Joker who pulls Yums back, but Moon jumps in as well with the jabs. Now the Black Dragon form from up in the XP lane as Chiku joins back in. Nart going to be taken down, slain. Formes jumps on the Joga, dishing some damage, and that's a Divine Judgment over to the King for Chiku to pick up a double kill. For them to lead here early on, 3-1.
Wow, wow, wow. Look at that Malaysia playstyle, you know. When they try to, going in and out, buying some time to make sure the cover and the cover coming from the top lane here. This is what makes Malaysia actually quite powerful because they know they can play with the timing here. Ooh.
That style of play reminds me of a certain someone.
Kind of smart, though.
Kind of smart, you know. You know who it reminds me of, Momo-chan?
What is it?
The crazy just go in, Johnny. So that's like a boom bang bada bing moment, right? It's like,
hold up.
Hold up.
Hold up.
But yeah, let's talk a little bit about the game. Again,
Yes.
Momo-chan, Yums here, waiting in the midst. Doesn't have the Divine Judgment, so he decides to just go for some damage. But now it is up to Malaysia to play it slow again, wait for those neutral objectives. But honestly, looking at Malaysia, even if they go for the crazy fights with this lead, kind of good.
Kind of good, yeah. But now the tempo a little bit slow down here. Meanwhile, there's gonna be a rotation coming from Malaysia and the Divine Judgment connect. And look at that, Nart. Of course, he won't survive.
So much damage onto him. The viewer's passion as well. Yum's gonna be hooked there by the Divine Judgment. It's just the roamer for the roamer. It should actually be worth it for Vietnam as Nart is 0-3. Meanwhile, Yums, that's his first death. More gold over to Vietnam.
And Moon trying to giving some poke damage here in the mid lane, but I'm off in the connect and Moon! Look at that! The Ghostbuster connect from Need My Help and Moon's still able! No! Oh my god, because there's a follow-up coming from Janart with the Soul Bloom.
That was so good by Vietnam. The initial pull by the I'm Offended with the flicker by the King and the instant response, the follow-up from Need My Help on that Shadow Stampede. Basically rendering Moon's flicker completely useless as they try to put some more pressure down below in the gold lane where Momo has been free farming. Tries his best to clear out the waves. Will be able to do so here with a 1-level lead as he takes Nart down so low. And meanwhile on the top side, it's a 3-man gank over in that XP lane for a kill to go over to Malaysia. Moon though, gonna fall again right as he respawns in that mid lane.
Yeah, I know, right? And the 5 minutes over right now for both of the teams. We've seen that a lot of trade. They're coming from different lanes here. One really focused on the top lane. Meanwhile, Momo in the bottom lane almost shut down this Janart. Maybe he has a huge basic damage with this Erythel because, again and again, Malaysia, they keep giving up space for Momo, but meanwhile, Formes trying to survive with the Black Dragon form here, trying to run away from member for Vietnam in the top lane.
That's a good disengage by Malaysia, but they do give over the position to Vietnam. Yum's now caught. He's trying his best to open it up for Chiku, guys, but it is going to be a free turtle over to Vietnam. Yums and Moon caught once again. Need my help on the Shadow Stampede, bringing Moon back. Moon going to be slain here by the King, as in that bottom side river, Chiku, guys, has already positioned himself in a very, very good flank. He's looking for some damage. Need my help. Finds him with the Shadow Stampede. Chiku, guys, jumps out, but he's going to be caught in the Circling Eagle. Chiku getting the HP back, but it's going to be Hehehe who finds the kill onto Yums. There's another Shadow Stampede with a flicker now. Momo forced to pop that sprint defensively, and it is Vietnam equalizing in the 6th minute of the game.
Oh my god, now Vietnam, I feel that they already find their tempo right now in the 6 minutes game. But the thing is, they really have to be careful with Momo because they didn't make any rotation towards the bottom lane. Okay, I would just say it, but now they're going to do it. With the Rainers up at the connect to the 4 Maze and the Nords already being solved with the Circling Eagles connect to Yums. But the problem is 4 Maze. He didn't realize there's more member who is hiding inside the bush just now.
He really didn't. You know, Forme's got caught, and again, Vietnam, they've established a lead here in terms of kills. Still equal in gold. Moon, though, again, going to be caught there. Still is able to jump out. The King not going to use that I'm offended, but they will try to siege this mid lane turret with one minion. It's an amazing Divine Judgment over to Yums there, and that's an instant delete. The snipe here from Hehe not connecting. Chiku, guys, trying his best to zone and to defend this mid lane. As Malaysia are looking for a counter setup, Moon jumps in, opening up that side of the map for Maze. Now with Black Dragon 4 finds the Petrify onto 2, and it's Hehe and Nart. Chiku instantly with a follow-up here as the King is trying to run away with the Flicker. Gets out to the top side, tier 2, and Malaysia once again are able to take that gold lead back into their hands. Joga, though, with the Black Dragon form, popping it instantly, not finding the rotation he wanted to.
Okay, and now there's some information that actually Yoga has. Malaysia, they keep giving the counter back, you know, the counter threat back here coming from Malaysia. And the problem is if Vietnam, they cannot dominate too fast here because Todak, now they already secure the middle turret here. Meanwhile, there's gonna be a 4-1 formation from both of the teams, which is there's gonna be a split push, there's gonna be some distraction. Because we already seen that Momo have done it before in the top lane before the team fight in the middle.
Uh-oh, Yums though, here with Divine Judgment. Joe going to be pulled back to the tier 1. Moon still able to escape. Formaze now with the Black Dragon form, looking for that re-engage as Chiku guys jumps in onto Hehe, completely on point, onto the man who can deal out the most damage. Formaze in the midst of it all right now as Momo jumps in with a sprint and the ultimate to gun them down.
Look at the heavy
It's a double kill for the side of Todok's, Malaysia's Todok here. And it is Momo,
It's
who's
a perfect
absolutely
timing.
insane.
It's really, the timing is so perfect for Momo. And look at that. Again and again, Malaysia, they hold Vietnam here with only one initiation coming from Formace with the Black Dragon form. He knows that actually there's no another altar because it's already being used. And it's the timing from Momo when he comes. He just swept up everyone.
It's a good bait, and it was such a good execution on the team fight. Chiku found that little gap between the marksman and the roamer. Moondog going to be caught in the I'm Offended and the Divine Judgment. Pulled back, but he still gets out for a bit before Yums tries to help him out and gets himself in the crossfire here. Momo, though, jumps in again, dealing a whole lot of damage. The Cold Ulcer plays down. Yums still surviving here. Yums is still alive with the backup, and he buys enough time for the rest of the members to come down on Vietnam. The snipe for Hehe not connecting, but Chiku finding the first ability on towards Hehe, who's still able to get out. There's not much more commitment, and they will just jump over to the Lord.
Yep, and now it's gonna be a free Lord for Malaysia because 3 members from Vietnam has been shut down. And let's take a look to the item that Malaysia has. 8.7k gold in the hand of Momo. Meanwhile, Hehe is struggling to get and even trying to catch up from the gold here. Meanwhile, Vietnam, they try to clear the minion as soon as possible because even though the Lord hasn't show up, but the thing is, they don't want to let Malaysia to secure more objective turret here because they already have 5 turrets in the hand of Malaysia.
Nart again opening up that side of the map as Malaysia takes control of this Lord. Looking for some base turrets this time around. We usually know that the value of the first Lord, the value you can find usually is just the tier 2s, but I think right now Malaysia definitely has the lead, enough of that lead to go for more. The King stopping Yums from going in to find that Divine Judgment. Malaysia trying their best to shove in the waves in the bottom side and in the mid lane. Meanwhile, that top lane is just slow pushing into Vietnam's base. As Vietnam waits patiently for the siege to collapse onto them, Momo tries to go in, micromanaging, jumps in with the Divine Judgment, finds the king, and it's an instant engage for the side of Malaysia. Momo gets Divine Judgment as well, but it's going to be Moon who jumps in to deal so much damage, and Chiku bursts Nart down to very low HP. Lord still going to be cleared out by Vietnam, only a base turret taken down by Malaysia as they look for more, but it's Vietnam with a solid defense.
The problem is Malaysia, they also cannot force themselves to force the team fight in the mid lane. They have to wait for the minions comes in now in the mid lane, and Vietnam, they don't have much ability. Look at that, the sword spike connects, and hey, it's gonna be the first target here. Meanwhile, Vietnam, they're still trying to defend their base, and now Malaysia, they have to go back a little bit. Meanwhile, Yums, finally been shut down, but I need my help. And now Vietnam they still want to chase them away. They don't want to give a chance. They don't want to make Formies able to stay alive, but they don't want to force it as well. So one of the teams, they have to reset it again and again, even though Malaysia are still be able to hold, to help by Vietnam here. But the problem is they don't have the best threat in the mid lane and of course in the top lane.
It's constantly going to be pushing down towards Vietnam now, but you could see that fight. It gave them a little bit more momentum and a little bit more gold to play around.
I just feel that Chiku, guys, this guy,
He's crazy. He jumps in,
Yeah, I
1v5 under the base. He just uses the winner's truncheon. He expects his team to follow up, and they did, but it did not work in the end. Now Moon, they are 3 members strong. There's not a lot of follow-up here. Moon going to be taken down with the Circling Eagle and the Blue.
Look at
now
Formies.
Formies jumps in the midst of it all. Has the Petrify, but will not use it just yet with the Divine Judgment placed onto him. Jumps in with the Fierce Dive and the Petrify. Momo comes in as well. Formies chasing Hehe down as Momo chases Nart down. The King as well. It's just all the battles happening everywhere simultaneously, but on different parts of the map. But this is Malaysia's playground. This is what they like to go
Meanwhile,
for. Momo does not care about what's going on the other side. He goes for the base.
Oh my god.
And with Need My Help, solo here trying to defend, it does not seem like it's going to be enough. Malaysia with the final kill onto Need My Help wipes out Vietnam and sends them home.